It's okay. You got to move it down and to the right. Move it over towards your phone case a little bit. There you go.
Yeah, but then I gotta do this.
Yeah, there you go. We are live and it says excellent connection.
Good.
And we have no friends.
What else is new?
Wait, Bethany's here. We have a friend. Good morning, Bethany. And the last Pringle says hey. And Artsy Batbrook is here.
Hello.
And Brandy B. And Jarma. And Hello. And Window. And John Studios. Zoldo plays. Oh, whoop. Oh. And now everybody's here.
Hello, everybody.
Good morning. Are you finally drawing Weird Al?
I am finally drawing Weird Al. For you.
Gail's here. Yeah, and Gail says, yes, finally, Weird Al. You guys are funny. Hello from Finland. Hi, Scott. I'm 10 years old, and I love your work, and you're my mentor. That's Peanut Girls.
Oh, thank you, Peanut Girls.
Hey, Ryan's here. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
Good morning, friend.
Okay, sorry, I'm still setting up all the cameras.
Yeah, we're moving things around a little bit this morning. Hello from Israel. Hi from Scotland.
Hello.
For my Scottish friend, how do you feel about the coronation? I'm just curious. I watched on Saturday, by the way. Let's see. Hi, I love your art. Good afternoon from Britain.
Thank you.
That was Billie Eilish. That was last week.
Yes, and there's a video on it.
Who on earth is Weird Al? Okay, you must be a youngin'. Hey, Scott and Dawn, I've been wondering what inking pen Scott uses. Not sure if it's been answered before. It has, but we'll tell you again.
Zebra brush pen. Mm-hmm. There's a link on our website.
Mm-hmm. Pencil sharpener.
Yes, and that was a pencil sharpener. Look at that point.
That's a sexy point.
Right?
Yeah. Wow, that is a long point.
Yeah.
A pencil sharpener makes long points. Hello from Cyprus. Ari says, I'm so sick I get to stay home today and watch your live. Well, I'm sorry you're sick.
Yeah, sorry you're sick.
But happy you're here with us. Weird Al is one of my favorites. Hello from Georgia.
Hello.
Chicken Soup says, it's so freaking dark over here, but good morning to you both. Steph Nerd's here and says morning.
Good morning. All right.
How's the book organization going?
I think I'm ready.
Are you sure?
I'm hitting record.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I had to get everything.
Good morning.
I had to get
Good afternoon from Barcelona. Good morning from Kentucky. Hi, love from India.
Hello.
This person says, my Bologna. Ellen says, Weird Al. Woo. Oh, you kiddos who don't know Weird Al. He sings popular music with parodies. TikTok would love him if it was around in the 90s. Indeed, it would have, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see. I got to meet Weird Al recently on his last tour. That was Devin.
Oh, that's so cool. Do you know who's friends with Weird Al?
I don't.
Dan Povenmire.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, he Weird Al was like the star of one of his, I guess the show that he did after Phineas and Ferb.
Really?
I forgot the name of it.
The hamster one.
No, that was the third one.
Dan's done so many things. Oh my God. Did the writers' strike affect Dan?
I don't know. I haven't asked him.
Huh. Wonder. Weird Al was my childhood. I know all of his songs. That's Audra.
He seems like a very nice guy.
My mom hates those guard hats. That's funny. Good evening from India.
Good evening.
A lot of friends from India today. Is that the electronic sharpener that you used in one of your shorts?
It is. The one that company gave us. They gave us two of them. This is the one that didn't eat my colored pencils.
Correct. Steph Nerd says, the book reorganization is going great. Almost done. Got a pile of books to give away. Some YA and a couple of the neighbors might get. Yay!
That's great.
Artsy Fabric says, book organization sounds fun. I have to clean the art studio right now, and it isn't as much fun. I need to clean off the table behind my desk, and that is not as fun as organizing books. I want to organize my books. What do you film with, Scott?
I am just recording with an iPhone.
Mm-hmm. First time in a live for Arctic Fox.
Hello.
Tori Springs is also sick and gets to stay home and watch the live.
Oh, well, I hope you all feel better.
Raheem says, hi, Scott. I love your drawings from London.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely love your drawings and Weird Al. Hi from the UK. That's Cotton Sheep. Lillian, it says hello from Vietnam. I've heard of Weird Al, but I haven't listened to his music. Nope, today is Monday. You know how it's Monday? It's Music Monday. That's how you know it's Monday. For all of you that it is afternoon, I hope you have a nice afternoon cup of tea going. Jama loves your travel kit, and I love your art. I sent something to you on Instagram.
Oh, thank you.
From Ontario, you're such an inspiration. This is Julia, currently working on a portrait of my mom and I for Mother's Day. Oh, your mom's going to love that. Oh my God, that makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Moms love that stuff. Good afternoon from Finland.
Good afternoon.
I watched your live in school the other day. Oh my gosh, I hope you didn't get in trouble.
All right, pencil sharpener.
Exits here says, good morning from Massachusetts. You seem like the kind of person to meet Weird Al, to be honest. Maybe he'll see this one day.
I'd like to one day. He seems, like I said, he seems like a nice person. His daughter is the same age as the boys.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah, well, he's 10 years older than you, 9 years older than me. I think he was born in... I think he's 63.
Wow. Hello from Florida. Have you watched Lucifer?
I watched the first few episodes. It wasn't bad. But it, didn't hold my attention enough.
Do we have a Jamie Brown here this morning?
Hey, Jamie.
Oh, I saw somebody say hi to Jamie. Oh, hi, Scott. You inspire me so much to continue doing art. Love you.
Oh, love you too. Thank you.
Hey, David's here this morning.
Hey, David.
Good morning, David.
A rare David sighting.
How are you? Yeah, random David sighting. How are you, friend? Everybody say hi and good morning to David. He rarely gets to join us because, those things called like a job, all those fun things. Let's see. We do have a Jamie Brown here this morning. Good morning. We have a lot of people here who've said that this is their first live.
Really?
Yeah, quite a few.
Welcome.
Welcome, friends. Thanks for joining us this morning.
I have been enjoying doing these pencil drawings for Music Monday. I think they kind of take a little pressure off of me to do the watercolors. And also, when I do the watercolors, it's impossible for me to do the pencils, the inks, and the watercolors all in 90 minutes. So I usually do the pencils beforehand. And a lot of you have asked to see the whole process. You see me drawing from nothing. And so this way, hopefully you guys could see this a little better.
Stephnerd says he's 63. He was born in 1959.
Yep. And Donna was 1969. And I was 1968.
You're a youngin'. Crocodile started their own YouTube channel.
Oh, that's great.
We just started like 11 minutes ago. Actually, 10 minutes ago, we were a minute late.
Just started. But here's some of the others. There's Billie Eilish and Seal.
Hold on. Boba, how does he do what correctly without professional vlogger? What are you asking me? Rose says, good afternoon from Norway. Hello from Australia.
Hello.
Is it okay that I react to one of your videos?
Please do.
What kind of editing software do you use for your videos?
I use Adobe Premiere Pro. It's my favorite.
If you don't mind me asking, why have you chosen to draw Weird Al?
He was requested. A lot of these are by request. Billie Eilish was a request. Seal is probably my favorite musician. Pedro Pascal was a request, even though I didn't do it for Music Monday,
Boy,
obviously.
is he memes all over the place.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, is he a meme?
Lin-Manuel Miranda was a request, and so was Dave Grohl. And then there's been others. I've done Pink. I did LL Cool J and Lizzo and Ice Cube and
quite a few people.
Yeah, I mean, there's a playlist for Music Monday.
Let's see. I did. Oh, Raheem says, did you watch King Charles III's coronation? I was there live. Wow, I did. I got up at this ridiculous hour of the morning and I did watch the coronation. I had scones and tea, and I did watch it. Scott did not. I mean, he came down later by default and got to see a little bit of it. But Empire says we have a bank holiday today because of the coronation. That's fun. Oh, that's right. You guys have like more like coronation lunches and things today that I've been hearing of. Yeah, there was a coronation concert, I think, last night. Yeah, and today there's more lunches and things. What is your most expensive and your cheapest art supply?
My most expensive would be the drawing table. And my cheapest...
Gummy eraser?
Yeah, would probably be the kneaded eraser. I think there's 60 cents.
Do you use the YouTube app to stream from your phone, or do you need an external app?
Oh, to go live? You can use the app, but
we used to use the app.
Yeah, we used to. Right now, we are using, what's the name of it? Does it say on the top?
vMix Basic.
vMix.
It's a software that allows us to...
So this way, Donna could have her own microphone, and I could have my own microphone.
Yeah.
Mine is just off the... what you guys are looking at, you guys are not looking at... I'm not streaming off of a phone. I'm streaming off of a webcam.
And it's a webcam that we had before. We didn't go out and buy an extra webcam. Scott had it for meetings when we were doing Animal Crackers. So it was just something we had laying around that he said, I'm going to set this up and see if this works better. And then he found the software. And we are using that. So we can have two mics. When did you start drawing?
Probably when I was around 6 or 7.
The tea of the morning is the Harrod Strong Breakfast Tea, which I will tell you has been rebranded as the Knightsbridge Blend. And I can confirm that it is the same because I bought 7 boxes of it and I tried it this past weekend. And I also bought Coronation Blend, which was just so bland, not good. But I have 2 cups of that this morning and I've already had one. So we're working on, we're 2/3 of the way through cup number 2. So I'm feeling a little frisky today. Your phone batteries must be strong. Mine depletes after a few hours.
Yeah. I mean, I keep them plugged in, honestly, because we're home. We're not traveling or anything like that, so it's easy for us to just recharge.
Yeah. Well, he does keep them plugged in while we're live too. So, because it does when you're live, it does suck more out.
So I have a phone, an older, I think it's like an iPhone 10 or 11. That's over here, just off to the left, and it's recording so that way I can make the video later on.
What's streaming? Animal Crackers is streaming on Netflix.
Only on Netflix. If you find it anywhere else, that's not authorized. It's not. Don't.
Can you do something with watercolor pencils? You did try watercolor pencils at one point. Try the Art Hacks playlist.
There's a video on that. I also did a live, if you just want to kind of watch me play around with them during the live, where I play around with them and the watercolor markers, which look like this. And they're also in the light fastness tests too, and those actually did not last very long.
No, they did not. What's the best way to study the human skull?
I would get a mock human skull and sketch it in different lighting at different angles. That would be the best way.
Of course.
You can also reenact Shakespeare too.
Oh, Stefner says, I made mom scones. I did not wake up for the coronation. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to mention scones. I want them so badly since you always mention them with Grace. Hey, just bake some. They're not that hard. They're really not. I'm telling you. A little flour, a little baking powder, a little butter. What time do you wake up?
I'm usually around 6 or 7. Closer to 6.
I'm closer to 9. Except that someone who shall remain nameless but has 4 paws woke me up.
Arwen tends to decide for Donna.
She does. She definitely tends to decide when I'm up and when I'm not up. So Scott got up this morning at 6 something, and she decided that since Dad was awake, Mom needs to be awake. So she got out of her bed, made a huge heavy sigh, and then came over and sat next to me. And
pencil sharpener.
She used to, when she was a little younger and had more pep in her step, she would actually jump up and paw the mattress, and she would whack the mattress until I would wake up. It was really funny. Have you watched Disenchantment? I love the art style and it's so funny. Love y'all so much, and I loved your Tamandua and Pedro Pascal live. I drew along with you.
Thank you.
That's Connor. That's great.
No, I don't think we've seen Disenchantment.
We have not seen Disenchantment yet. No.
Is that on like Disney or?
Yeah, that's on the Disney. Yeah. Disney Channel. It was on there the other day when you were flipping looking for something to watch.
Okay.
How do you feel about adding sparkles to everything?
Not a fan.
I love sparkles. My favorite are sparkly pens. Those are my favorite. If I could write glitter pens with everything, like I would. But Scott doesn't like sparkles at all. I even found sparkles for my, I didn't put them in my really expensive fountain pen, but I put them in my little Twisby pen. And I probably shouldn't because it's going to take me 3 days to get the sparkles out, but I don't care. I like it. Scott, what's your favorite color?
Payne's Gray.
Let's see. You are one of the best artists I've ever watched. Is it okay if I react to one of your shorts?
Yes, absolutely.
I love Bethany's comment. Scott wouldn't add sparkles. Donna would totally add them.
Yeah.
Bethany knows me. Bring on the sparkles. I like them. Oh, Redbird left me a dapper red panda drinking tea under the gouache channel of the Discord. Oh, go check it out. Prem, you inspired me to draw. Thank you very much, sir.
Oh, thank you.
What brand of pencils do you use? What kind of pencils, Jama? What are you looking for? Colored pencils or
currently I am using a dark. Is it not dark?
I don't
purple,
know. It's not.
Black.
Sometimes it's either black cherry or dark purple.
Yeah, because they're very similar. Yeah, this one's black cherry. See, look how close they are.
Nope, black cherry is actually darker.
Yeah, but I said they're similar. I didn't say they're identical. Black cherry. Mm-hmm. Yes, I think I might be out of... Ooh, I'm going to have to go buy some more because guess what?
What?
I've only got 2 colored pencils left, and they're both black cherry.
Does this mean we need to go on a field trip?
Yeah.
To the art store?
Yeah, either that or we got to go to order from Blick.
I think we need to make a field trip. Shucky darns. We might have to go to the art store. You guys know how much I hate that. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ink and pens and notebooks. Oh boy.
Lions and tigers and bears.
I know, but it's ink and pens and notebooks. Oh my. Hey, Erica's here and says, good morning, everyone. Big hugs. And big hugs
Erica.
to Donna and Scott. How you doing? Erica did, I don't know if you saw it on Instagram. She's doing, she's painting a landscape on a little zippy bag.
On a zippy bag?
Like a pen case.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
like a fabric.
I thought you meant like a Ziploc.
No, like a fabric pen case, and then she's going to put a sealant over it. And then she was going to put it up on her store so that Donna could buy one from her because they were adorable. Wink, 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 wink. No pressure. Wink, wink. Who is your favorite artist? Is there anyone who inspired you to create at first?
There's a bunch. I would say there's Drew Struzan, who did all the movie posters. There is J.C. Leyendecker, Maxfield Parrish, Alphonse Mucha. From comic books, it was John Buscema, Barry Windsor Smith. I mean, I every time someone asks me, I'd probably come up with different ones. Because there's probably at least 20 or 30 artists that really kind of inspired me in one way or another. But I don't know if you guys are enjoying seeing me do these from scratch, but you can kind of see the guidelines are slowly kind of disappearing, and I'm just slowly just kind of building it all up, and I just keep referencing the photo, looking back, referencing the photo.
Can you show the photo reference?
Yeah, it's actually in the thumbnail, but here it is.
The lights. Oh, we can't see it. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Hi Scott. I'm actually really terrible at art, and I was wondering, how did you learn to draw so well?
Practice, and we're all terrible at art. The thing is, as you get better, you look to where you got to go next, and what you can improve and whatnot, and so you never feel like you've made it. You never feel like you're good. So don't be too hard on yourself. Just keep making art because you love it, and the world needs more art.
Oh, hey, Nixia's here. I didn't see you, friend. And Emma's
Hey,
here
Misty.
too. Wow, you guys are sliding into the chat, and I missed you. I'm sorry. They're like, art store trip. David goes, field trip. Yeah, I know, right? We shouldn't let me go there. We should bring the dog, and I shouldn't. Favorite Weird Al parody?
Oh, you know what? I just watched the Smells Like Nirvana one, and it was really good. But I had a couple of his albums, and I think Fat was my favorite music video.
Oh my God, that one was hysterical. No. Oh, ham on whole wheat. Oh my God, that one was so funny.
But we were around when his first one, My Bologna, was I think one of the first ones.
Yeah, we were around when his videos came out the first.
We were around when he was on Dr. Demento, and yeah, it's been a fun trip to see him. Yeah, because he could have easily just faded into obscurity, but he really kind of made it his own thing.
Mm-hmm. He did.
And I love it.
What do you think about Netflix canceling all the animation productions?
I think it's sad, but it's inevitable, and from my point of view, because I'm not an expert, but I have a little bit of skin in the game. They were able to buy our movie, Animal Crackers, which was a $19 million movie, which went on to outperform all of their $100 million movies.
Correct.
That they were making in-house. So, if you can buy a film for $20-30 million and it does better than the ones that you have to, from scratch and work on, and you have to hire people and they cost $100 million, I think it's better. It's a better business plan to buy films from companies that are capable, and you can see the film first and that it's a good film and whatnot, rather than investing. I'm not saying it's best for creators, because obviously it's much harder And we're proof of that because we're having a hard time getting our funding for the next film.
Correct.
But once we do,
we'll be off to the races.
We'll be off to the races, and I think it'd be smart for Netflix to buy our film again.
I have a different take on that. And my take is every time these big studios go into production on something, they think they need to spend $1 bajillion on it, like $100 million, $150 million to make a movie. They have to make so much money on that movie and have so many people watch it. And the crux of the movies for people, especially if you're going to watch it at home, you may watch it for like 5 minutes. And if the story doesn't grab you, it's the storytelling.
The story is the most important thing. Yeah.
And I think people nowadays are looking for good storytelling. And they're just not finding it. They're not, I mean, look, you can watch reality TV all you want. You can watch all the things you want. You can watch other things, but
that's also why you need writers.
Exactly. The storytelling is what grabs you. And, I don't know, it doesn't cost $100 million to make something that has heart, and we're proof of that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there's tons of great movies. That have been low budget indie films. I mean, look at like a Good Will Hunting or something like that.
Or Iron Giant.
Well, Iron Giant's I'm talking about like Iron Giant was still a big production movie. It was just not marketed. And so what I'm saying is you look at like something like a Good Will Hunting, which was,
what was that other one that was it was like a fairy tale, and that one was only done for like 8 or 9 million. I can't remember which one that was. And that one did really, really well at the box office too. Scott usually recommends the Ohuhu sketchbooks for alcohol markers. Those sketchbooks work and play very well.
I did a bunch of tests on different papers and whatnot. There's a markers playlist. I definitely recommend going and looking at that.
Donnie, you should really try Darjeeling tea, love from India. I have tried Darjeeling tea. My taste lends itself more towards the Assam and Kenyan blends, simply for the fact that they are stronger. Darjeeling is a wonderful tea. It's a very mellow blend. It's just not
blow dryer, pencil sharpener,
not strong enough for me.
What's the Assyrian tea?
Oh, the Assyrian tea is it's an Earl Grey blend, but it's an Assam based tea, so it is a little bit stronger.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a Persian tea that we buy. The pencil extender that Scott's using is in the art supply list.
Yeah, and there's a video on that too.
Yep, you can find that.
I only, recently, like over the last year, started using these.
Yeah, but they're great because they extend
really
the life of your pencils by a mile.
This is as small as you can get it and still use it.
Your scones came out flat. You probably need baking soda or baking powder. Most likely baking powder. Let's see. Can you please make a video using those Chinese watercolor sticks?
Chinese watercolor
sticks? I don't even know what those are. Yeah, Arwen, you heard Arwen make a big sigh, huh? We do not watch anime currently. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Scott. The beaver is secured and being framed now. Thanks for making my home a little more homey.
Oh,
that's
thank
Mark.
you.
Yay.
Was it sent to Canada or?
No.
Okay.
Glass dip pens, Steph, are supposed to be better for those, but I didn't listen. I put it in the fountain pen anyway. Does Donna live? Donna does lives where she shows her journaling process, also Team Sparkles. Oh, yes. I know. I can't help it. I love them. I love sparklies. Yeah. My favorite color is like a pumpkin orange. I like pumpkin orange around the fall time. Let's see. Art store trip confirmed. I know. I love going to the art store. Let's see. Oh yeah, honey, pull the book down. The very top of his hair is we can't see it. Thank you. Levi says, I just want to say your channel inspired me to use watercolors much more, and I was wondering if you like the film Oliver. I hope you're having an amazing day.
Thank you. I don't think I've seen Oliver.
Pocky Boy says, hey Scott, I'd like to personally thank you for reigniting my love for making art so much. So
thank you
so
very much. That means the world to me. Thank you.
Bethany says, if you want to order online, that's fine, but she needs to go to the art store. Yeah. You need to go to the art store like you need a hole in the head, girlfriend. You've got so much stuff. What could you possibly need at the art store?
See, my problem is I spent most of the time when we went to the art store in the toilet, and I hate that.
I'm sorry, honey. I know.
I still get anxiety just leaving the house now, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah. He's working on it, though.
I am. I'm trying.
Yeah. I don't know that I'd call myself a journalist, but I like the title. I just like to write. I think I've always liked to write, but not...
So you guys, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing with these curls. So I'm finding the low points, and those have the shadows, and then I feather to the high points, which have the highlights.
No, explain that again, please.
Well, right here is a low point.
No, show us on the thing, the photo reference, what you're talking about, a low point and a high point.
Okay.
Please. My favorite type of scones are the jam scones. Like I bake them with jam in the middle.
All right. You see the highlights? Highlight. And then you see the shadows. Shadow.
Parts in between. Okay.
So what I'm doing is I'm not copying it exactly. I'm not looking and going, okay, this highlight goes like this. I'm just making generic. Okay. Let's say the hair goes like this. And then I'm going to take it from the shadow. I'm going to feather towards the highlight. The highlight's right here. I'm going to take it from this shadow and feather towards the highlight right here.
Okay, so the light part is where you're swooshing towards.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And you don't want it to be too evenly patterned. So you're going to, from time to time, you got to kind of get your hand to make different shapes, squiggles, and have it be as chaotic as possible, so that way it doesn't look like you're just kind of just doing the same pattern. And then towards the end, towards the bottom, his hair kind of goes into more locks, which become more of this. So, where you're going to do this, and this, and this, and that.
Look at you. Interesting.
And then we're going to kind of fill in the rest of this with shadow.
I don't think we've tried Derwent, the ink tints. I don't think we've tried that at all. Honey, what sketchbook are you using right now?
This is the Strathmore 400 series, and I think we have a link to this on our website, right, Bethany?
We should have a link to that on the website. I think we do. I didn't know there were different types. This person says, my sister has autism and my brother, so if you don't mind, what type of autism do you have?
I don't know what type. It didn't say type. It was just, autism. Like I was, like a 9 on the scale, and like
out of what, 7?
No, out of. I think 5 was the cutoff for Asperger's kind of thing, and then like 0 is not. And so I was like pretty advanced in there, but I think maybe what the person might be talking about is like, what are your symptoms, or what, but
I don't know.
I don't know, and I'm still learning about autism. This was only a year old, the diagnosis, and the diagnosis came with a phone call and a basically the results on in a PDF, and you're kind of just left on your own after that.
Gail sent you a tip and said she received the package. Thank you so much. I bought a frame that I think complements it, and I can't wait for it to arrive so I can display it properly.
Oh, absolutely. It's funny, Gail. I'll be honest. After I said, you know what? Yeah, you can have it. I took it upstairs to Donna's thing, and I was like, it actually looks kind of cool. And I was like, it actually looked pretty cool.
You're
pencil
funny.
Sharpener.
I'm glad you got it and it got there okay. I'm always worried when I send art that it's not going to get there okay.
All right, so I'm looking at this just real quick, and I am thinking that the mouth is not pronounced enough, so I'm just going to add a little bit more.
Okay. What do you recommend for people who have a very packed budget but they want a watercolor set?
Donna's going to recommend the Grabby set. I'm going to recommend the Winsor & Newton set, which looks like this. And there's a Cotman version. This is the professional version, but there's a Cotman version that...
it's like $20 or $30 on
$25,
Amazon. Yeah.
And
but if
this is a little flask with water, paintbrush.
If you're really pinched for money and you want something that's like an all-inclusive set, the Grabby set has everything in it. It's got the pencil, the paper, the ink pen, the watercolors, the paintbrush. It's got everything in it, and it's $25. It's a good starter set, but it's
not as good a quality as the Winsor & Newton.
Right. It's not going to be the professional quality that Scott uses. But the Cotman set's not going to be the professional quality that you use.
But it's still better than the Grabby one, is what I'm saying.
Right. But if you're going for just for cost, that would work. I can't believe you haven't found a glass dip pen that you like, Steph. There's so many out there. Ryan says I'd go broke if I went to the art store regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to my life. Let's see. Watch Me Do says, I know just how you feel, Scott. You're not alone. Just do your best. Sending you love.
Oh, thank you. It's something that was interesting, because I was looking over my autism diagnosis again over the
last week.
Yeah, and they did a test to test if you had childhood ADHD, and they said that I did. I don't have ADHD now, but apparently I had ADHD as a child.
They didn't diagnose anything back then, though.
No. But and the diagnosis is based off of, they ask you questions and whatnot. So
yeah, that's true.
What was it like? Did you get in trouble for this and that? And
you got in trouble all the time.
Yeah.
Ellen says, everybody's been saying, oh my gosh, we're late. And Ellen goes, y'all, there's no being late. We don't take attendance. And she is 100% correct. So please do not apologize. You are welcome to join at any point in time. We are here. We just want to hang out with you guys. There's no, I'm so sorry I'm late kind of thing. Just chill, people. It's totally cool.
This is very casual.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm late sometimes,
Mostly because of me. Nixie replies to Ellen and goes, puts the attendance roster away. LOL. You're so funny. Let's see. I love your lives. What type of pencil do you use? Oh, just talk about what you're using now and then talk about the pencil you use to sketch with, babe.
This is a dark purple or black cherry Prismacolor pencil. And I'll use this and a white Prismacolor pencil just for these. And it'll, kind of wind up looking like that.
Now show us the other pencil you use to sketch.
When I'm doing my watercolors, I will use a 3H or 4H pencil.
Kimberly would like to know, what's your go-to way to loosen up before painting or sketching?
I don't have one.
You used to. He used to.
I just go straight into painting.
Yeah. Elemental says, I'm the same. My anxiety has been bad since I was a kid and had gradually gotten worse as I grew up into adulthood. I am sorry about that. Anxiety is really a thing. Yeah. We are not looking for any more mods right now, but all the mods that are here are friends of ours. They know us.
Thank you for offering.
Yeah, but we appreciate the offer. I'm having serious trouble drawing faces. What do I do?
Practice. If one thing you can do is you could try tracing. Tracing really helps you kind of get the feeling of things down. It helps you start to see shapes, and just you don't kick yourself as much about it,
I need some new pencils, and I thought I'd ask what brand to use. Bushy, I hope that helped.
I really, if you're talking about just regular pencils, I will literally just use a generic number 2 pencil to just draw.
Pencil on a piece of paper, guys.
Yeah, and it really, you don't, the types of pencils that you need, you don't need any special pencils to learn to draw. When you start to get into like really nice pencils is when you kind of really find that the pencil is hindering what you want to do. But the drawing, you can, like, I'll draw, if you look at Friday's thing, I was drawing with a watercolor pencil. I'll draw with anything. You can draw with anything. It really is not that important. The only time the materials become important is when you're working with a specific medium to get a specific look.
Okay. So Scott is using a pencil extender. If you go to the art supply list on our website, you will be able to find it there. We buy ours on Blick, but you can buy them, anywhere really. Amazon or your art store. I even think Michael's might have them if you're in the States. Scott would never try making his own watercolor paints. He does not have the desire or the wherewithal to do that.
The patience.
Grabby is spelled Grabie. And Torako-sama, if you go down 1, 2, 3 comments from where you are, Nixia posted the link for the Grabby kit, and use the code Scott15 at when you do check out, because that will bring the price down to the $25 price point. Is there any particular way you draw scars? I want to draw my insulin pump scars, but I'm struggling. That's a good question. I don't think we've ever been asked how you draw scars.
We've done scars before. So what you're going to do is you're going to have the inside is going to be kind of a mid-tone. And then, like, let's say the light's coming from the top. You're going to get a shadow here. So that's the skin is higher than the scar. So the scar is lower. So there's going to be a shadow line. Think of it like a cliff face, is going there. And then you can add highlight on the other side of the cliff face, or the other side of the scar, like that. And then now you have a scar.
Look at you.
Pencil sharpener.
Which medium do you find mixing together, and why?
Wait, pencil sharpener. Which medium do I find
mixing together, and why?
I like watercolor and ink. I think they go well together because the watercolor is chaotic and unpredictable, but the ink is not.
Vicky says, can you do a long video comparing the two Windsor and Newton sets? I saw your short and I was just wondering if you could go more in depth.
I'd like to for you, but I don't know if I have more to talk about, honestly.
And we have short attention span theater over here.
Yeah. I've been trying to figure out how to do longer videos. I did a couple, like the drawing everything every day series, and I really run out of things to say. Even in real life, I'm not a very verbose person. So it's hard for me to invent stuff. I'd rather just get right to the point, give you the information. And
you're not very verbose. Are you sure about that? You positive? I don't know. I can get you going sometimes. Chatty, chatty, chatty. Chatty, chatty, chatty. Doing a Sargent study right now with watercolors I had lying around. I decided not to buy any without being capable with them. It is so hard.
Yeah. Well, I did Sargent. I think I remember Sargent worked with watercolors from time to time for studies, but if you're studying his oils, watercolors is. And I did a nice study, a couple of them in watercolors and ink. But it's not as easy to copy or to study someone's style when you're using a different medium.
The ones I've seen here so far feel cheap. Yeah, I get what you mean about those, the glass dip pens. I just bought a quick one off of Amazon. It was like $9 in order to try it. I actually just lent that to Bethany so she could try the inks. But let's just put it this way. The one I got in Venice was, I treated myself to that one, and that was not a cheap glass dip pen, but boy, it's pretty. But it also has a very, very micro point on it. So it's a very, very fine point. And I'm not traditionally a fine point kind of person. I like them a little bit, a broader point, but it works great. I mean, plus it makes me happy to look at it. So,
someone wants to go out.
No, stop wanting to go outside. What is wrong with you? Oh, pickle. Oh, God, you got me off my chair, dog. It's too early on a Monday.
How funny that I got his face done. Like his whole head was done in I think 20 minutes, and I'm gonna spend the rest of the time on his hair.
Be good, please. What are the odds she's actually going to be good?
0.
Slim to none. I'm going to go with slim to none. One moment, please.
Sorry, Donna's throwing away the diapers because Arwen's in diapers.
Sorry. I have to grab a little something there. Oh, I'm getting old. Have you ever used Faber-Castell?
Yes. I tried the Faber-Castell colored pencils. I like their 4H pencils. And I think I also have used their erasers and a couple other things too.
They have a really good pencil sharpener that Logan likes. Yeah. Let's see. Where are we on the... every time. Did you find candy in your Swissmatic bag yet?
No.
Can you make a video about glass dip pens? Oh, yeah, I can do that. Sure. Let me write that down. I will use the one that I have.
The good one?
Of course.
Okay.
And I'll get that one back from Bethany. I'll borrow that back. I will show you guys that. You know, the ink is not that expensive either. If you want to try a glass dip pen, it's not that expensive. The Discord, we'll put a link in, but you'll be let in after you agree to the rules. And you need to follow the rules. Otherwise, I have to pull a mom and boot you. You just have to be nice. That's my biggest rule. Because nice is the way it works. Nixie says, my kid just walked past the PC and started singing Just Eat It. That's so funny. Oh my God. The difference between the Zebra brush pens and the Tombow Fudensuke pens is the Zebra is waterproof and the Tombow is water-based. Can you draw yourself as a cartoon character like in your last video?
Oh, gosh. I don't know.
Jamie says anxiety medication can be very helpful and no shame in taking it. I do, or I wouldn't be functional at all. I do as well.
Yeah.
I
have not found anything that works for me yet.
No, you haven't. He's trying, but Scott has not found anything. I am in the same situation as Jamie. I would not be vertical without that. Can you do hyper-realism with graphite? Why?
Yeah, I have. I mean, you say hyper-realism, and I've done realism. There's a video on that. Mm-hmm. And
I would assume hyper-realism is like it looks like a photograph?
Yeah, I mean, so is realism. It's just hyper-realism, I think, is just a way of going, this is really, really, really good. But it's I have, and there's a video on it, and it's the thing is that realism, hyper-realism is the easiest form of art, and so that's something that you do in high school, and I did it a lot, and it, you know, everybody goes, ooh, wow, it looks like a photograph, and then at some point you get bored of just copying a photograph, and that's kind of where a lot of artists, you know, Pablo Picasso would do realism, and then he got bored of it, and then, you know, and that's the thing, is it's very simple. I mean, I'm doing it right now. I'm copying a photo. I'm just adding a little bit more artistic flair to it. You know,
your style to it.
A little bit of my style to a little bit, and but I'm still just really just copying a photo. There's really no thought that's going into it. Like, I'm not changing his proportions. I'm not doing, and so in a lot of ways I feel like less of an artist because I'm not doing those things, and doing just copying a photo exactly only takes patience. That's it, you know, and I'm not saying it doesn't take skill, because all art takes skill, but it doesn't take thought or planning or design or creativity. It just takes patience to, you know, just work and work and work and work and work and copy. And so that's why it's not really something I'm gonna go and spend 30 hours on a piece just for a video. It doesn't really interest me at this point. Pencil sharpener.
OMG. Really? Pencil sharpener now?
Yeah, I got it.
How did you get diagnosed?
There's the doctor, your general practitioner can recommend
in the States.
Yeah, can recommend they're like psychologists and whatnot, that they run tests on you, and you get diagnosed.
And why was it hard to get a diagnosis back in the 70s?
They just didn't do it. It was you know, they didn't know it was a thing. They would just say that you're hyperactive and that you're just not paying attention and that you're just or stupid, or, you know, whatever it might be.
Or it's just boys, you know, boys are the ones that are always moving around and this and that and whatever else.
Yeah.
And that's what they would say back then. If you joined the Discord, you will, and you agree to the rules, you will be let in.
After the
Yeah,
live.
after the live. Sorry, after the live. And oh, no one had them at the pen event? Santa says, happy Monday. Wishing everyone the very best. I've been able to work with Weird Al a few times. Heart of gold.
Oh, that's great.
I love to hear that. Scott has not sculpted. He wants to sculpt, but he hasn't sculpted.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan was able to join the Discord. Yay! I saw Donna's Jane Austen duck. It looks really cute. Sense and quackability. Yes, that was thanks to Bethany Primrose. That was a little gift she got me.
Actually, I think it was Pond and Prejudice, wasn't it? Oh, I like Sense and Quackability.
You guys are funny. Okay, for those of you that are asking for tips, check the Art Hacks playlist. It'll be open after the lives, usually within an hour after the lives, it opens up. Our mods are not paid, and they're doing their best. So I know you probably miss it, but if you agree to the rules, when they do open it up, they'll let you in. But you have to agree to the rules. And basically the rules say that Donna's a mom, and if you are not nice, she will boot you and put you in the corner. So that's basically what you're agreeing to, because our Discord is a place where everybody is welcome. And we love everybody there, and we're all nice to each other. So that's the deal. If you can't agree to be nice and play nice with everybody, then you can't come. Donna does not do art. I do journaling. Nope, we don't have blow dryer today. We have pencil sharpener today. Oh, I just moved from London to Ireland, and your lives make me feel at home.
Oh, that's nice.
How fun. I'm an art student myself, but I'm not that great. I love art and would like to get better at it, which is why I went to a fine arts course to force myself to get better.
Oh, that's great. Hopefully you like it.
How do I use sandpaper when working with charcoal and such?
Oh, they have those like little stick things, and you're going to just go at it like this, and you're going to rotate it. Mm-hmm. So that way you can get to a fine point.
Mm-hmm. I have it upstairs. I have that.
Yeah, those are fun.
Mm-hmm. I have a pencil that's way too big for a pencil sharpener, and you have to sharpen it like that. It's a triangular pencil.
Look at the difference in the pencil sharpener.
Well, it's a handheld. What do you want?
I know.
Stop whining. Did you guys watch the King's Coronation? If so, what did you think? I did watch the King's Coronation. It was interesting to watch something that was history in the making. And I don't like Camilla. I was a Princess Diana fan, but I'll go there. How's that? Why did you start drawing instead of something else? I don't draw, but I don't believe I'm very good and try to hear everyone else's story.
Why
did you start drawing instead of doing something else? Like, why are you an artist instead of doing something else?
I grew up around artists. My mom was an artist. My uncle was an artist. Mm-hmm. And so it was something that was just around me. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of exposed to it. And then I fell in love with Spider-Man. And so I started copying Spider-Man comics. So that was something. And so I think just when it came time for high school, and I wasn't good at anything else, and so people just kind of just steered me towards art classes. And when it came time to pick a college, I went to art school. Thank you, Mr. Clock. okay, honey?
Oh yeah, everything's great. I'm excited to share some of my art and learn tips. I hope seeing everyone's art will motivate me to do more art. That's Chase.
I hope so too.
Yay, Princess Diana. I know, I was a huge fan of hers. Huge fan. What is your opinion on AI art? Oh boy, howdy.
I did a video on it, and the sad thing is this. AI art, just like AI writing, AI music, AI anything else, isn't doing anybody any good. Because the reason why we need artificial intelligence would be to do the stuff that we don't want to do. Making music and making art is something that people do because they love it. And I don't think we should be creating. They should be making artificial intelligence to cure cancer or to do tasks that people don't want to do things that will benefit mankind. But making art is something that I really think humans need to do, because I think more people need to make art. I think more people need to, go. It's like, imagine, I was explaining it to my cousin. Imagine if someone created a robot that could go out and play golf for you. And it's always going to shoot a perfect score. And it's like, hey, guess what? You get to stay at work because your robot went out and it shot a perfect score for you. So congratulations. And it's like, oh, yay, I get to stay at work while my robot gets to go out and do the thing that I love to do. And I feel the same way about art. It's like, what? You're going to have AI create art for you while you do what? What are you doing? And at least that's my opinion on it.
I read a great quote that said, we need AI art to do things like, or we need AI to do things like make our lives easier, like come alongside us and help us cook and help us take care of the house and help us make appointments and help us do things that take time away. And we need people to be able to make art. So we need the AI stuff to do all of the silly things and things that are time sucks that we don't want to do, so we can do the things that give us fulfillment.
Yeah.
And
literally what I just said. But
and that was the quote. I'll find the quote. I can't remember.
I don't think it said it as well as I did.
Make AI do my taxes and put away laundry. That's true. Okay, hold on a second here. Santa says Camilla has been on the naughty list for many years. Yes. I am glad to hear that is where she is. Yeah. Do y'all think King Charles will be a good king? If so, why?
I have no opinion. I don't know anything about royalty. So I have no opinion.
I think it's interesting that a lot of things you read and a lot of things that you... I think a lot of things are very sensationalized with people who are in the public eye. And sometimes I feel like those poor people don't have a chance because the media takes things and runs with it. Oh, he made this kind of a glance at somebody. And so, whether it's, the king or whoever it is. So I think he's a different era than the younger generation that is there today.
Yeah, I think the younger generation is seeing why do these people have so much wealth and why are they spending so much money when their kingdom is, dealing with homelessness and poverty and whatnot. Yep. And I think that's in all of our interests, from every country is, why are we spending money on wars? Why are we spending money on this? Prioritize.
Why do Congress people get to have their own healthcare plan when there's like 9 or 10 million Americans that don't have healthcare?
And that's the way I felt when we were in Venice and we were looking at these opulent churches and the golden thrones and everything. Yes. And you're like, how do people justify, while while there's sick and homeless and hungry people standing right outside your church. And so I think that to me is just the hypocrisy of it all. So seeing a coronation, seeing military parades, seeing any of that stuff while simultaneously ignoring all of the things going wrong with the country and the people in need, that to me is just the hypocrisy that I can't get past.
Yeah.
But I don't judge. Like I said, I'm not into any of that stuff. But for me, that's what I see when I look at it.
We are a part of history, and I say Princess Diana is now Queen Diana. Oh, I would have loved to have seen her be queen. I also think that he has some awfully big shoes to fill. Queen Elizabeth was just a presence and a steadying presence for 70 years. I think he has a lot to fill. This is not the right place to suggest things. When this goes up as a video, then you can put it there in the comments. Scott won't see it here.
Dog's back.
Oh, dog. Okay.
Oh, dog.
Answer this question. As someone struggling with sensory issues, how did you deal with your autism before you were diagnosed? That's a great question.
I would leave. I remember we were at a pub in downtown with some friends, and it was very crowded and very noisy, and I couldn't focus on the conversation. They were sitting 3 feet from me, and all I could hear was every other conversation going on all at once. And I was just hearing everybody's conversation, and it's the same thing when I'm on an airplane. I just hear everybody's conversation, and on an airplane, I just wound up bringing headphones so I could watch movies and stuff, and that's how I would drown things out. But okay, in day-to-day things like that, I would just walk out, and people would just say that I was rude. Not that the people, they were friends, and they kind of understood that was one of my quirks. But for the most part, I remember we were at Joey's House of Pizza. I did the video on that. We were at a birthday party, and it was like, I don't know, probably 60 years old or something like that. A birthday, and it was a big thing, and all of their family and the friends, and there was like 100 people, and it was at a restaurant, and it was like a venue, and I just sat in the corner as far away from everybody as possible, and I sketched. I brought my sketchbook, and people kept saying, "Why don't you come and hang out with us?" And I'm like, no, because it was just so loud and so overwhelming. And so again, I was always framed as antisocial or rude or whatnot. And so I think that's the biggest difference. Like, I would still avoid the same things that I avoid now. I obviously didn't bring headsets or anything like that because I honestly just... it was too taboo to do that. Like, that was even more rude than just walking out or something. And so, but yeah, that is what it's like to grow up without a diagnosis. Is people just think that you're either quirky or rude or disinterested or difficult.
Yeah, all of the above. I've heard all of the above about you. All of the above. But now that you have the diagnosis, so many things that we've gone through in the past make more sense.
Yeah.
So many of your reactions make more sense. And I think personally, for me, I react to you differently because we know that you just deal with things differently. Things affect you differently than they do me.
Yeah.
And so, whereas I would say something like, okay, look, our friends wanted us to be here, so just suck it up.
Yeah.
You know, I know.
Suck it up was a big thing for us growing up. You know, it was like,
that was an 80s thing.
Yeah. It's like, you know, just suck it up, deal with it. Yep. You know, we all got to do it.
Yeah.
None of us want to do this, you know, and
we'd have to go to family things, or, you know, your parents would have people over, and it was just like, this is what we do. Just deal with it. You know, just a big one in my family was kids should be seen and not heard.
Yeah.
That was the big one in my family. This is the time we grew up in, 70s and 80s, you know, and yeah, they judge before they know. Exactly. But you guys live in a time where it's okay to be autistic. It's okay. This is just something that you have to deal with and struggle with.
I saw a video. I guess someone was on some jerks podcast, you know, who's like, you know, anti-woke, blah, 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 whatever. And he was saying, you know, why are there all of these gays and trans now? You know, like suddenly it's you know, and it's the same thing with my mom would say, and I'm not putting her in the same thing, but I would hear is, why is now everybody suddenly being diagnosed as autistic and ADHD? And so there's this thing is, why is this now suddenly? And this person showed a graph of left-handed people, and it looked like, stop that. It looked like that, right? And then it just kind of flattened out. And they were saying this is like 1940 or something like that. But up until here, it was.
They used to make them switch.
They used to say that it was like the devil's hand or something like that, or it was. And then here they realized, you know what, being left-handed is just a normal thing.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, more people, and now there were always this many people who were left-handed. They just weren't allowed to show it.
Yeah, they had to change.
Yeah. And that's the same thing with transgender, LGBTQ. And then, of course, with autism, it was, now we know what it is, and they're able to test for it.
Yes.
And then, so now this generation, the Gen Z, they're able to more openly be who they are and whatnot, because we understand this a little bit more.
Yes.
And that's the thing that is so exciting for our kids and for is they get to be their genuine self.
Yep.
Because of that stuff. And I didn't get to be that.
No.
And through no fault of anybody. It just
didn't exist at the time.
I didn't get to be that. And so it's very hard for me, and I don't think I'll ever be completely unmasked from that, but it's very hard for me to be comfortable with it, you know?
Well, because you were told for so long that there was something wrong with your behavior.
Yeah, it's ingrained.
Yeah, it is. It really becomes, it's like a lot of things. If you're told for so long that this is a certain way, or you should just deal with this, then, then you feel funny, showing that side of yourself,
Yeah.
But I do think it's been a lot easier since you've been diagnosed. At least for me, because I don't
feel as guilty for being the way I am anymore. In other words, there's no more guilt or less guilt,
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like, but it's hard because sometimes you feel like, well, I did it before, like, hey, let's go to a concert. And it's like, I hated concerts. Yeah, but you've done them before. And it's like, why won't you go now? It's, well, I always hated it, but I did it because it was like,
that's what you do.
That's what you do. And So I think now I have a better excuse for not doing the thing I wanted to, but people go, but you liked it before, you did it before. It's like, well, I did it. I didn't like it, but I did it. And they were saying, well, why can't you tough it out and do it again? And a lot of that is because I shouldn't have had to do it in the first place.
Right.
I shouldn't have had to tough it out before. Or you should have
had the accommodations necessary to do it, like headphones or the ability to give yourself breaks and walk away and things like that. Because, I mean, let's face it, in adult life, there will be things you have to do that you may not want to do, like go to meetings. And, you know, like when we were doing Animal Crackers, like Scott would sit in these meetings and he would tell me these stories. Like, I had to sit in an investor meeting today, and he would pace in the meetings, and the investor people thought it was a tactic of his.
Yeah, they thought I was.
Yeah, and the lawyer would sit there and say, "Scott, you need to sit down because they're getting anxious and they think this is a tactic you're using, that you're going to walk out of the room."
Still, and
he
this
just
is,
couldn't.
We're talking about a $13 million deal, and I was just. And these poor people, they came all the way out from China. And by the way, they did give us the money.
They did.
Despite that. But it was one of those things where I can't sit there for that long and do nothing. And I had already drawn.
And they want you to sit across the table from them and keep eye contact and, you know, and not move around and do, you know, and be very stoic. And that's not what an autistic person needs to do. That's just not how that works. I'm used to him pacing. I mean, and even still sometimes now it bugs me that he just paces and it drives me bananas. One day you were talking to somebody on the phone and what did you pace? 1.5 miles?
Yeah, my watch
he paced
wound up tracking me. I was just in the Hobbit hole. Just, you know, was it 15 feet, 20 feet, one way and I did a mile just in, you know, in like 45 minutes.
Yeah,
just
he
I was
paced
just
in the Hobbit
pacing
hole for a
while I was
mile.
on the phone.
Isn't that crazy? But you needed to do that, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips for my anxiety issues? Would it be okay for you to suggest tips, please?
You know,
we are not doctors.
Yeah, but one thing that did work for me, and if you have an Apple Watch, or if not, maybe I'm sure there's an app or something you can get. But the breathe, was it mindfulness?
Yes, the mindfulness on your
that
on
actually
your
has
phone.
helped me a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you know, focusing on your breathing has helped me a little bit. And the other thing for me is to bring stuff with me that makes me feel good, like my sketchbook, my you know, like my Swiss medic bag. Helps me and it distracts me, and the headphones definitely help too.
I think the headphones have been your biggest thing that's really helped you.
Yeah. I'm looking into 8D music.
Yeah,
and I showed it to Donna last night. She didn't like it.
I can't handle that. That doesn't work for me.
I don't think I'm gonna get to the white part.
Yeah, you got 11 minutes. Should I invest in gouache for interior design, or is watercolor and alcohol markers the best medium for interior design?
I think it all depends on the look. What I would do is look to see, are there artists that you like that you want to emulate their style, and then find out what they're using. The reason why I got into gouache was I saw Alex Ross was using gouache, and I was like, I never saw that before. And so I got that, and I thought this would be a great thing to make a movie poster with. But honestly, it's you should probably look to see the medium has specific looks. So if you're going to be doing design, you could do it digitally, you could do it with pencil and paper, you could do it with markers, you could do it with colored pencils, you could do it with watercolor. It doesn't matter. It's what's the look you're going for, and go with that.
Also, don't you think what you're most comfortable with?
No, because I stopped doing watercolors and I picked up gouache, which I wasn't comfortable with.
Right.
So I could do the movie poster because there was a look I was going for.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, thank you for explaining that a little bit more. Our favorite kind of dog is a rescue. I went through a really, really bad breakup. Do you have any advice for me? Guys, we are not therapists. We are not doctors by any stretch of the imagination. Let me preface it with that. We're giving you our experience on things.
It gets better.
It does get better. And I would just say it's time to focus on you and maybe do some things for you. Draw, paint, read books, journal. Bethany says, Gen X was notoriously neglected and abused. Honestly, many unkind things were said to us as kids. I think as far as Gen X goes, you can't give somebody something that you don't have. And I think our parents just didn't know. They didn't know. They didn't have the skills to deal with stuff like that. And they just didn't know back then.
Yeah.
I don't blame my parents for anything. I prefer to look at how I was raised and choose to do different for my kids. And I choose to be the kind of person and surround myself with the kind of people that make me a better person.
I think also we have to understand, like, my dad was born during the
Great Depression.
Well, at the beginning of the Depression, 1929.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
my dad was born. He was the son, the 12th of 13 kids, the son of immigrants.
Yep.
I mean, both my parents were. You know, and they grew up in poverty. They grew up through World War II and everything else. And so they had a different perspective on life, and did the best that they could. We grew up in the 80s and in the 70s and 80s. We had to fend for ourselves in a lot of ways, but we also we were the advent of computers, the internet. I mean,
we've seen it all.
Yeah, we've seen it all. I was telling my son, I was like, because I drive Esmeralda. We were taking her out for a drive, and I was like, we didn't have shoulder straps. We didn't have anti-lock brakes. We didn't have airbags. And so there, but there's
half
so
the
many
time we didn't wear seatbelts.
Yeah,
either.
but there's so many things that we lived through, and so as parents, we're just trying to be better than our parents were, and our parents were just trying to do better than their parents were, and their parents came from the old country. Yeah, and they had old country mentality, and they were raising kids through the Depression. Yeah, and so many things, and so. It's in a new country that they'd never been in, and learning a new language. And so
all the things.
I think because of that, like I said, we like when I look back on all the trauma that probably I went through as an undiagnosed autistic kid, I don't look at it with any regrets or any hate or anything like
malice.
That. Because it wasn't done maliciously. It was and there's this, we did the same thing to our kids. There were stuff that we didn't know that our kids were going through until later on. And those are just
it's a know better, do better situation.
Yeah.
And I think our generation, at least I'm not going to speak for everybody in Gen X, but Scott and I try to, when we learn something that we didn't know, we try to be better people because of that.
Yeah, pencil sharpener. I'm just gonna.
We try to be accepting. We try to be open. We try to learn, because the human condition. There's no point, if you're gonna stop learning, you might as well just lay down right now and give it up. But the best part about being human is we can grow and we can change and we can learn and we can make our lives better. So. And we can make the lives of the people around us better. I'm so sick and tired of people thinking that autistic people are dumb when they're really not. We need to help. You know what? It's shown that autistic people are very, very intelligent, have higher IQs, are very creatively inclined. Yeah, so that's just false. And people, think they're better than somebody else simply because they don't have something that someone else does that is basically something that they need to learn how to deal with. It's something they struggle with.
I mean, obviously everybody on the spectrum is slightly different, but for me, it's just I hear too much, I see too much, I feel too much at the same time.
I don't have any frame of reference for that, but I'm trying to be sensitive to that.
Yeah. But that does affect your learning if they don't know what that is.
Yeah, if there's no accommodations.
Yeah. If they're, that's why I said I think it's going to be so much better for this generation at least to be able to get the accommodations and that'll help them and it'll help the rest of the world, it'll help everybody.
Yeah. Stephanie said that when she had to go places, her mom never forced her to greet anyone with more than words. I didn't have to shake hands or hug or anything. Small mercies. That's a big deal.
That's great.
That's a big deal. Yeah. And Santa says there's such beauty in the neurodivergent mind. Welcome to the club.
Thank you, Santa.
What is the testing process like?
It's interesting, it's they interview you, they ask you a bunch of questions, then they do stuff on the computer, they do written forms, they do like role-playing things. I mean, there's so many different stuff, and I'm not good at the role-playing stuff, or it was just some weird stuff, and it's even weirder when you are an adult and you're like, yeah, I'm paying for this, like I volunteered for this. So I think that because like there was one test on the computer and it was like you have to hit the enter key every time you you see this word or whatever it was, right? And so you do that, and you do that for like 2 minutes, and then it was like, okay, I want you to hit the enter key every time you don't see this word. Okay, then we wanted to hit the enter key every time you hear the tone.
Honey, there's lots of comments.
Okay. Anyways, and then so you go through all of that, and then it's like, okay, and you've been doing this for like 10 minutes. It's like, okay, now we're going to start the test. That was just the practice.
Oh God.
And then it starts it, and then it's like a 20-minute thing, and by that point you're like, okay, this test was designed to annoy you. It's designed to make you go, oh my God, I don't want to do this. I just, and so you kind of laugh at yourself, and you're just like, yeah, I see what you guys are trying to do here, but yeah, it's tough.
Okay.
But it is one of those tests that you can't fail. So, there's that.
Which was good for you.
It's like, yeah, there's a test that I can't screw up.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments on people like being told to suck it up and masking things. I think what Scott has tried to do here, what we've both tried to do, is just to make this a place where everybody is safe to come and be. And you can come and do art with us or journal or whatever form of art makes you feel happy. And just be here with us. And this is our way of trying to make the world a little bit better of a place by making a happy space, a welcoming, happy, open, friendly space for everybody to be. It doesn't matter to us if you have autism, if you're have ADHD, if you have health problems, if you have disabilities, if you're, can you bring the sketchbook down just like a half an inch? There you go. Thanks. LGBTQ friends, we love you too. You're welcome here. It's just, we just want everybody to come here and feel welcome and loved and included. And we know how hard it is to be different. We know how hard it is. There's been times where I've had friends who have said, gosh, I don't know how you can be married to him. He's an artist and that must be so hard. And that's another form of like, I'm like, well, I love him. He's my husband, and there's a lot of people who mean well, but say things that maybe are not as nice. And we just want this to be a nice space for everybody to come and be. And so
basically we're weird and we like hanging out with other weird people.
We only want to be with weird people. So Lisa says, the trials we went through as Gen X kids with neurodivergent brains has led the way to our kids being more accepting and able to be themselves. I hope this continues until all are accepted.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I think that's the thing is I don't know why it's such a big deal for people to let other people be who they are. I don't understand that. It makes no sense to me. It doesn't hurt you in any way to let someone dress, love, whatever the way that they want to. It doesn't. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah. When you were designing your Hobbit hole, was there any specific type of paint you used planning on renovating a shed into an art studio?
Okay, first of all, I didn't design it. My friend did. My friend Ron did. And I don't remember the paint. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was just from Home Depot, though. It was just house paint.
I have ADD. I have not told my colleagues at my new job. Should I tell them I don't want to be seen as special?
That's up to you. If you feel you can do your job without anybody knowing and it not making a difference, and that makes you feel more, for lack of a better word, normal, then don't. But yeah. I think it's a part of who you are. And I don't think it's a big deal to say that this is something. The best way I can explain it is if there is a way that ADHD is going to in any way hinder your performance, I think they'd like to know.
And you can tell HR. Yeah,
you could say, and it could be something if I'm given too many tasks at a time, I won't be able to do this. So I'm going to need to be able to give the tasks in an itemized list or one at a time or whatever that might be. But that will help your team work better. That will help your boss give you instructions better. And so I think it doesn't have to be, hey, everybody, I just want to let you know I have ADHD and then walk away. But I think it's more like, hey, I just want to let you know that
I work best this way
because
I have ADHD,
I have this. And therefore it's you're telling them here's the problem, but also here's the solution.
Yes.
And I think that is the most beneficial way of doing it. But again, it's completely up to you.
Stefan says, I think you can acknowledge parents' shortcomings without excusing the harm done. And Nixie says, I think it would just be easier if they didn't pretend they were the perfect parents. We admit when we have faults for our children. That alone makes a difference. That's 100% correct. I will give you an example. I smother, which is basically mothering on like steroids. My boys, they both know that I smother them. And I say to them when I have made mistakes, I apologize to them, and especially now that they're older, I'm learning to ask, hey, do you want help with this? Or when I help you, am I going overboard? And I was told, I am going overboard. So think about what I want to do and then dial it back by 50%. And I went, oh dear God in heaven, how do I dial that?
That's pretty much par for the course for you.
Yes.
Whatever you want to do, Donna,
dial it back by 50% and you'll be great.
Yeah, pencil sharpener.
But I think at this point, I have apologized so many times that I think they know I'm not perfect, but they also know I'm trying to be a better mom.
I don't know if it is a generational thing or a individual thing, but the thing I hear a lot from people is, my parents
they want to see the crosshatch. Pull it down a little bit. Thank you. My
parents think that they can do no wrong, kind of thing, and which is what the comment above was, right? That you just and I think, I don't know if that's generational, and I think
it's generational.
You think like I do. They had to show
strength. They had to be the parents.
We had to be the best parents, and No,
it wasn't we had to be the best parents. It was, I'm the parent. You will listen to what I say because I'm the parent.
Because that's how they were brought up.
And I know better. Exactly. I'm the parent. You do what I say. That's my experience.
The authoritarian kind of thing. That's how parents should be. Yeah.
Yes. That's how I was raised. Yeah, that's how I was raised. But you look at it and, we're all human. And I think they didn't want to acknowledge that they were human.
Yeah.
In my case. But I like to think that since we're growing and learning that would be, that would be better. Since Scott's role model is Mr. Rogers, what's your role model, Donna, if you have one? I would have to say, right now, I really, I like Michelle Obama. I think she's, I have listened to so many of her podcasts and read, her books, and, she's a real person. She's a real mom. She struggles with the same things I do, like, letting her kids go and wanting to be that mom and smothering and, and getting annoyed at her husband, and she's a real person and she admits her struggles and she comes out and she talks about it. And, but she has something that I don't have. And she is, much more thoughtful when she speaks, which is where I would like to be. And she's gracious when she speaks. And I can be very direct and very, I don't think before I talk sometimes.
No,
or
she doesn't. A lot of the time.
And that is something I want to actively work on.
Donna is literally the worst.
I am. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. I am. Who are your favorite characters? It can be books, movies, etc. Oh my God, Jane Austen is my favorite author, and everything she writes is wonderful. And I love the 6-hour A&E version of Pride and Prejudice. And who are your favorite characters, honey?
Oh God.
And we buy our zebra brush pens at either Blick or Jet Pens.
I liked Aziraphale from the Good Omens thing. You never saw it, but it was cute. He was adorable.
$2.65 for the pens. Sorry, go ahead.
I liked Bilbo Baggins, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's 100 other characters I like.
The SBC Rules channel will be open soon. It will be open after the live because our mods that are our mods here also help us with the Discord. So we do not keep that open during this because it's too hard for people to go back and forth for them. And they're helping me. Soap says, my mom smothers me and I don't think she'll ever stop. Love you, Mom. I always tell my boys, this is what I tell my boys, and I know Scott's heard me say this on so many occasions. You will never have to wonder if your mother loves you. And then they roll their eyes and they go, yeah. But the first thing they do when they come home is they pet Arwen and then they hug their mama. So I win.
Yeah.
I win.
I get a sup.
You do not. Well, actually you do. You get the sup and then you're like, oh, can I have a hug, please? Yeah. Jamie calls that the because I said so parenting. That is accurate. Yeah, that is accurate. That was the boomer generation, and they they did not admit that they did anything wrong. They never would. But, it is what it is. They didn't have the tools. And so there. Did you enjoy Autism Awareness Month?
I didn't celebrate it in any way.
Yeah.
I also didn't feel like it was right for me to do too many videos talking about autism, just because it felt like I was capitalizing on it in some way.
Yeah.
So I try to just, whenever it feels right, to talk about autism and how I'm dealing with it and learning about it. But
he doesn't want to capitalize on it.
Yeah.
Anarch had a difficult relationship with their mom. She's a Gen Xer as well, and I know she's trying her best, but she uses her diagnosis to excuse her actions. Yeah, that's not... I'm not going to say that's not okay, but it might be hard for her to do that. I don't know. I'm not going to speak for her, but I know it takes an awful lot to try to be a better person. To want to be a better person is one thing, but to actually try to be a better person and to make that effort, it really does. Sometimes it takes a Herculean effort. Yes, the 1995 BBC version is my favorite version of Pride and Prejudice. I own it in multiple copies. Nixie says, today is Scott's Live. Therapy! If we can just help one person not feel bad about themselves,
well, it's
then
definitely
it's
more interesting to talk about, than what pen I'm using for the millionth time. Again, I don't mind answering it, but I'm saying to give us something else to talk about is actually not a bad thing.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Melissa has 2 boys on the spectrum. She's 54 and has realized that I am most likely on the spectrum. It explains a lot for me. Funny story, when I was little, Mom introduced me her. Let's see. She's got 1 out of 2. There's another comment coming. Thanks, Nixia. I love pencils when freshly sharpened. They have their own ammo and shoot out from the page.
Yeah.
Cheese or butter? Oh, you can't make me choose cheese or butter.
Butter.
No, you can't make me choose. The link to the Discord is up the chat a little bit from where you are, Vicky. Nixia posted that. What is your favorite movie?
The Princess Bride.
Please adopt me. I'm begging you to. You're so funny. It was a purple pencil. Yeah, cheese. Anarch. I got to go with cheese too. The Discord link is in the chat. Nixia put the Discord link in the chat so you guys can see it.
Well, that didn't come out too bad.
I'm relatable. Oh, thank you. I'm trying. I am 53 years old. I do not have all the answers. Heck, I don't even have half the answers. But I'm trying.
We are. Okay.
Yeah.
We are done.
We are done. What are we doing this morning? Oh, Luma says, I didn't have a mom growing up, so they're lucky. I would give a lot to have a mother figure. Oh, Luma, we love you. We're sending you big mom hugs across the internet. Doppler says, I really appreciate your perspective on mothering, Donna. I just had my first baby boy. He's 2.5 months. Oh my God. Okay, I don't have girls, but I will tell you boys are the best because I only have boys. And I loved being a mom of boys. I loved it. I didn't have to worry about fashion clothes. I could throw on jeans and a t-shirt and put my hair up and put a backpack on, which is what I didn't carry a diaper bag. I tried a diaper bag and then everything fell out because there was too much. And so I ended up with a backpack for the first 3 years the boys were alive. And, man, Hot Wheels and the sandbox and dirt piles and bugs and just everything. I mean, I loved being a mom of boys. I loved it. It was the best. I mean, I still am a mom of boys, but now I guess they're young men now. Do I have to call them young men or can I still call them boys?
I don't even think they'd want you to add the word young to him.
Yeah, they're not men. Oh my God. Well, I guess maybe they are.
Logan's got a mustache.
No, Logan has a caterpillar. He doesn't have a mustache. He has a caterpillar. Personally, you guys are like those great fun uncle and aunt that I always wanted to be around.
Oh, you're always welcome.
We love you guys. We are so happy that you guys are here and that you choose to spend some time out of your day with us. It means a lot. We're so happy you're here. And we love all of you. And thanks for indulging us today. Donna being excited about red pandas gives me life. Seriously, I did actually go running into the zoo to see the red pandas in my red panda onesie. And that was just, wow. That was such a thing. Let me tell you. To get to feed a red panda, I actually cried. It was great. No, Luma. Mwah. Big kisses. Big kisses.
I'm ready for scones.
Oh, I'm baking today? Are you sure?
Ready for scones.
Are you going to take me to the art store so I can go and buy another notebook that's going to sit on a shelf that I won't use for a while? You do need pencils. It looks like you might be running out of pencils. You're going to take me to the art store?
Yeah, wink. We will schedule something.
Wink, 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 wink. Donna runs, gets the keys, says, "No scones. Take me to the art store right now." Santa says this turned out great. Oh, let me remind Santa. All of you that Santa will be going live tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Central Time, 9 a.m.
Paintings are just
Pacific
so adorable.
Time. And yes. So you need to go and hang out with Santa tomorrow morning. Crocodile just came out as bisexual and finally got brave enough to tell my parents.
Congratulations.
Good for you. Good for you. We're very proud of you. That's a big step. Yeah, we're very proud of you. Don't forget your Discord, Panda. Oh, I will go look on there. All right, guys. Take the poor woman to the art store. We walk in the door and I don't see him because I go, notebooks. He goes wherever he's going to go. I don't even know where he is. He's like, wait, where are you? And then we're gone. So, all right, everybody. Thank you for being here with us today.
We love you all. We will see you on Wednesday.
We do. We send you big hugs. Luma, really big extra hugs for you. And, Santa's YouTube. Bethany, can you put Santa's YouTube in so that everybody can follow it? Give Santa a follow and turn on your notifications and you will be able to join tomorrow because it'll be 11 a.m. Central Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time. Don't ask me what time that is at the North Pole. I have no idea. Santa time, but there you go. But I know it's 11 a.m. my time, so 11 a.m. Central Time. So have a marvelous Monday, and I will enjoy my scones. We're going to have scones with jam today. I'm so excited. So we love all you guys. Have a marvelous Monday.